paste those in here so we know these are, you know, sprite sheets for all these different classes or whatever. So let's open one of them and identify the dimensions, because we're going to need to know anyway. So let's take a look. Let's zoom in. So let's by the looks of it, it's 32 by 36. Looks that way. 144 pixels down. Let's get the calculator out just to be 100% sure my maths isn't amazing. So if we do 144 divided, no, not 144 divided by 36, we get 4. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so it's 32 by 36, so that's what we're going by. So if we go back in here, we're going to say, okay, walk up is going to be 0, 1, 2, right, because we've got 3 animations in each one. So I'm going to provide another one, which is going to be, so the next one is walk right. Oops. So walk right. Got that bit wrong. That needs to be a comma there as well. And I have another animation here. I'm going to say 3, 4, 5. Name. Oops. Walk left. Now, because we're not actually providing the dimensions here in the JSON file, what might be a better, actually, yeah, what would be a better idea is actually provide it in the JSON file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say cell width, which is going to be 32, and cell height, which is 36. So we know what the dimensions are going to be, and then we're going to provide the states, which is going to be this here, right? If that makes sense. It should do. So we've got walk up, walk right, and then we've got walk left, which is going to be 6, 7, 8. And the last one, which is going to be walk down. And that is again going to be an animation, and that is, oh, no, it's the other way around. Oops. Whatever. This is going to be walk down, animation. This needs to be 6, 7, 8, and this is 9, 10, 11, like that. Okay. So we're going to get the cell width and cell height so that we know how to set up the tile sheet. So we're going to go into here, we're going to say contents dot var width is going to be contents dot cell width. That's why, because we're not actually doing JSON dot parse. And we also need to do for JSON as well. JSON like that. Okay, so this is going to be cell width, and obviously we need to grab the height when I can eventually type. So this is going to be cell height, contents.cell height, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use those variables to obviously define where the animations are in the star sheet. So what I'm going to do is we're going to obviously create the states, so we need to do that first. So I'm going to say states is equal to new map string array int. So we know we've got a name and an animation within those states. So I'm going to say for I in 0 dot 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 contents dot statements dot length. So I'm going to grab that state, which is going to be contents dot states I, because obviously it's an array. And let's take a look back. So we're going to get the name, and we're going to say okay, states dot set state dot name, and then we also want to grab the array as well, which is going to be state dot animation. Which is all we need to do, because it will know this is an array, so it's just going to grab those integer values and put it into the array. So that's all we need to do for that. And then what we would need to do is actually set up the tile sheet itself in order to get that to work. So I'm going to say tile sheet dot and tile rect new rectangle, and I imported the wrong one. Import rectangle. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you? Not that. Just work. Geom.rectangle. There we go. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so we're going to get each tile within this bitmap. Now, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. How to best do this? I think what would be the best idea is actually provide the values in here, or no, that would be a terrible idea, wouldn't it? Now, instead, what I'm going to do is provide the sheet. So this is going to be an array once again, and we're actually going to provide the indexes in that array. So I'm not going to spend too long. I'm just going to provide, let's say, the first one, for example, just as an example. So I'm just going to say x 0 y. And we've already done the width and height. We already know what those are, so that's all we really need for that one. So we know this is going to be index, the first index. So that's all we need. Then we do x, it's going to be 32, y 0, x 64, y 0. So I'm just going to keep it like that for the typing. So what I'm going to do is in here, I'm going to say for I in 0 dot 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 yes, what am I doing? Contents dot sheets dot length var item. This is of course going to be each value in that sheet, so we're going to say contents.sheets and followed by the index for the object in that array, and in here I am going to say tile sheet dot add tile rectangle. Draw tiles, one of them. Oi! add tile rect. Actually, why would we want to use a tile sheet for? I don't understand. No, instead, I'm just going to use a bit of data. Easier. So we're going to say tile sheet is equal to bitmap data, which is completely and utterly nonsensical. Let's change that a moment. I apologise for not knowing what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so instead what I'm going to do is, if you remember back in a previous tutorial, we used the copy pixels function, which is often useful in a variety of scenarios. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to use that function in this scenario. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a variety of values. So I'm going to take another private var, which is going to be a multi-dimensional array. Now, in order to do this in Hakes, what we need to do is something like this. So I'm going to say index. Yeah, we're going to call it indexes. So we need to do it like this. We need to do array and then array int, like that, and then we can do that. Right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say indexes, which is going to be an item no, I don't understand what I'm doing. Multi-dimensional array. It made sense in my head, and then when I realised it didn't really make much sense. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to say indexes.push, and then I'm just going to say, actually no, wait, does that make sense? I'm going to make it an array of points instead. I think that makes more sense to me. OpenFL.geom.point. So I'm going to provide a new point, and in that is going to be item x and item.y. Right, if that makes sense. Okay. That makes a lot more sense to me. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say public function switch state. So when we switch state, we're going to take the value of the string that we want to use within our states. So we're going to say state name, it's going to be the string. Again, I'm not going to provide that void. The reason why is because what the Hakes compiler will tend to do is it will do error checking whenever you use one of these. So if you do a return value anywhere in this function, it will actually do error checking, which will generally slow down the compiling. Now let me just quickly close my window before I continue. So now in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this index and I'm going to take whatever's in this sprite sheet and put it into this bitmap here, right? This animation. So whatever the animation value is. So I'm going to say if, so first of all we want we want to check to see if this state actually exists. So if states dot exists state name, then what we want to do is we want to then copy the first value within that array. So we want to do var first is equal to states dot get, and we're going to get state name, and we're going to get the first value in that array. And what we're going to do is we're going to use that to get the index of whatever is in this indexes. So we're going to say and yeah, we're going to use the sprite sheet to copy the image. So what I'm going to do is create a bitmap here. So I'm going to say, let's just say B, which is a new bitmap. So I'm going to say B is equal to am I doing this right? I don't know. No. Let's try it this way. So var B is equal to new bitmap, which is going to contain the bitmap data. So what we're going to do is we're going to say sprite sheet dot copy pixels, which actually, well, yeah, that makes more sense. So I'm going to say sprite sheet dot copy pixels. The source bitmap data is going to be itself. So that's what I need to do bitmap data. So we're going to say the width is going to be 32, well, the cell width and the cell height, which we got earlier, but we didn't actually do anything with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to provide that. So cell width, this is an int, and a cell height. So let's actually provide these values. So cell width and cell height. Right, now because we know that each of our tiles within our map is going to be 32 by 32, we're going to have to do a bit of we're going to have to do some kind of collision detection in order to make it work properly. So we're going to do that in another tutorial.